I guess I'll record this part for me. We'll have to cut this later. So we'll see how this works out. In our non-editing mode, right? Maybe we won't cut it, who knows. So here we have the view looking southwest, I guess, from the Rhode Island Avenue Metro Station after midnight, sometime after midnight. Be able to see the Capitol over there in the bushes. And we got caught in a little bit of a rainstorm riding home. So I had to stop here in the parking garage for the past half an hour and let the weather chill. I don't mind riding in the rain. I've ridden in really bad rain. I just don't think it's a necessary thing to do, especially when I pass right by such a nice big parking garage. I can just pull right in, chill out for a little bit, and relax, let it stop, let the road dry out a little bit. So we'll do that. We did that, and got something to eat. 7-Eleven. Now that the weather's sort of calmed down, go ahead and ride home. So I need a lapel clip for the cord of the microphone, and I'd like to get rid of all this tape so I can either decide to leave the microphone attached to the helmet or attach it easily, but it's going to be hard to attach it exactly where I have it now without tape. So I'd like to just cut this earpiece off, but it comes in handy. It could be a little bit longer and it would be perfect. This is a little bit short. The cord's just a touch short for me to get the buds in my ear and put the helmet on easily. So life isn't perfect. Now, hopefully it's not even drizzling enough to be a problem, so I don't want to get my camera soaked. But I did tape it up this time. Hopefully I taped it up enough. Tape is a universal kind of cure-all, right? Or something like that. Not about that, but it comes in handy quite often. I just do power drifts around these turns. That would be fun. Full power drifting. Imagine getting it wrong. I mean, the problem with the power drifting or drifting in general is if that tire hooks up on your toes, I mean, and it's got so much of inertia. Here's something clicking down here. It's weird. That the bike is just going to take off like a rocket once that wheel hooks up. Which is not too bad. You got to just get that wheel spinning and keep it spinning. What the hell is that clicking noise all about? There's a good click, click, click every time the wheel turns over. Alright, so it looks like it's hardly raining now. There's still a little bit of water. Road like this, slightly damp, shouldn't be any problem whatsoever for these tires. They're really good in the rain. Damn, what the hell is all making all that noise? You just gotta be careful, of course, going around the corners. Not unleashing the beast. I like to say the secret to riding in the rain is you either can ride the speed limit or you can't ride. You know, it's either not riding so much that or raining so much that you have problems driving the speed limit, or you get off the bike, park somewhere, just get off the bike and wait it out. The only problem is if you are not in a position to stop, and that has happened to me many times. You're just not in a place where you can stop, or it's, you know, it's just between the fact that it's raining so hard and you're in a bad place on the road. Those are not good things that happen. So riding in the rain is a judgment call on several levels. One of them is, you know, how bad is it going to rain? And the second one is, you know, should I stop here? Should I turn around? How fast should I go? Especially when you don't really know where you are and you have to worry about getting stuck somewhere in a dodgy neighborhood, which just happened to me once. I got caught in a rainstorm just south of Pittsburgh, a place that made Northeast Washington look like a amusement park. That was a fun trip. It's funny, that was my run up to Beaver Run. I got stuck many times in the rain that time on that trip. But yet it was one of the more fun rides I've had. It was just weird. Once I got up near the PA border, it just rained. It either was raining or beautiful, one of the two. So and I think it rained on and off all the way up to Beaver Run. And I got up the next morning and it was drizzling. So in weather like this, I'd much rather be riding on 295 and not have to go through all these damn stop signs. Even if I can fairly well manage them. Still not what I want to be dealing with. I'd rather take the risk of sliding out at 45 miles an hour, but not having to stop, than to take this risk of having to stop at every light or every other light or whatever at 35 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour, whatever, and not having somebody hit, you know, somebody follow me for some ass reasons in my lane. It just decides that they're not paying attention, and the next thing you know, take you out from behind. And I mean, I'm not gonna, you know, I've ridden in some just crazy weather. I mean, I think of some of the trips I took on the FJ, and it's just how the weather just got to be utter crap. I wouldn't even want to be driving in some of the weather that I was riding in. But certainly there was weather that I was driving in where I was glad I wasn't riding. And the trip I took to Americade was like that. And the roads, not only were the roads crap, but it was back out in the middle of nowhere and it was dark, and running into these sections of road that were under construction. And I was driving it, you know, in the middle of the night. I got up there at 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, driving all night from DC. Just not the kind of roads you'd want to be riding a motorcycle on in the middle of the night. And I think it was in the middle of a hurricane that was passing through the area. I was afraid that the thing would be cut short that day. Certainly that they weren't going to be doing demo rides. And nope, got there. The weather was really nice. It was a little damp, but not a problem for the demos. That was the first time I really got up to see that BMW was actually at one of these demos, which totally surprised me. Honda almost never demos in the United States, and they had a display there. Kawasaki dramatically cut back this year. Man. It's just slightly wibbly wobbly here. The front end. But you know, the key to riding in the rain, more than anything else, is to just take it easy. You know, you just don't try to set any land speed records. Try to keep the bike up straight, even when you turn. Make sure you use all the braking distance that you have. It's raining harder and harder and harder. I need to cut this camera off before it goes. Alright, when we get to the courthouse here, we're going to definitely cut it off. Luckily I adjusted my bright lights last night. Luckily there's no wind, because if there's wind and I was riding this bike on this wet road, I would be shitting. Alright, so pass through Hyattsville. The rejuvenated Hyattsville. I used to live down here, man. When I lived here, we didn't have all these bars and restaurants that are now here. It was a desolate place. I think they had one bar here. This one in the corner up here. Right there, Franklin's. My housemates worked there. They didn't have all this other shiza that they have up here now. Like a freaking Yes Organic Market, which is cool. None of this stuff over here, the strip mall, was there. They were just starting to build this stuff when I moved out. Tiki place that is 2 blocks from where I used to live. Jimmy John's barbecue place. No, I had to come all the way up here to this stupid rinky-dink roach-infested Chinese place to get something to eat. I wanted some fast food. All this stuff was just boarded up old businesses and crap. And don't get me started about this the math thing. I had the pleasure one night of witnessing a 400 kid riot out here down the street because of these DeMatha kids and the neighborhood kids. I don't know if it was the DeMatha kids, but certainly the neighborhood kids from our neighborhood and the neighborhood kids from like another neighborhood or nearby or something. I'm telling you, I'm not kidding you, there were 400 or 500 kids out there fighting one night, 2 o'clock in the morning, in the middle of the summer. Should pop in there and get a coffee. I guess so. Let's see what we can do here. We'll go there and get a coffee. I haven't been to this place in a long time. Alright folks, that's it for one night.